Everyone, this is Marjabin Baroj from Pakistan, and you're watching my YouTube channel Insani Itihad, which aims to promote a little bit of humanity in all of us through awareness and understanding. So today we're going to talk about this really important topic in regards to children and parents, and in regards to parenting in general. So my younger sister, who is married and has two daughters, recently visited our home, and I was observing the way she treated and communicated with her, daughters, and how her daughters reacted to her, how they would react or behave when they would communicate, or their mother would communicate to them. So one thing which bothered me and irritated me a lot, and I discussed it with my sister, and actually sort of scolded and taught my nieces this very important mannerism in regards to how to behave when their mother is talking. So my sister's eldest daughter, she was unwell, and she was because she was unwell, so she was not eating and stuff, and she was a bit irritated too. She had her tooth removed, so she's getting her. She's 7, so she's getting her milk teeth out and those sort of things. So all the tooth fairy and stuff is going on. Anyway, so she was not. She didn't want to eat anything, or she would just sleep, and she would not let her mother comb her hair, and she was just simply irritated. And that's how children become when they're teething and all this thing. But the moment her mother would give her her tablet or her cell phone, the cell phone is actually my sister's, but she would give it to her to watch those cartoons and stuff, or would just draw something on the tablet or play some game or whatever. So whenever she would have these gadgets, she would pay full attention. She would have all the energies, and she would get so excited playing all those games or watching those cartoons or whatever. And while her mother would talk to her, she would just seem like she is not interested, and she would look the other way. Or in one day, my sister was saying that eat something, you have to eat something so that I could give you. She was having a lot of pain, so she would have to give her this medicine that her dentist gave her to soothe her teething process and everything, and the pain and stuff, and then she would not get the mood swings or this irritating thing. So she was saying, please honey, eat something, I have to give you this tablet, this medicine, and you won't get well or better. And then she's like pledging to her, trying to convince her to eat something and all that. And she was not even looking at her mother. She was not even looking at my sister. I came and I watched it for like 2 minutes or so. Then I just snapped the cell phone that she was playing. I think she was watching a cartoon. So she was watching her, I took it off, and I said to her, Aisha, your mother is talking to you, and what are you looking at? And I said, whenever your mother is talking to you, you would drop everything and you would look at your mother and you would listen to her words or whatever she's saying very, very carefully. I think most of the parents, I don't know what they do to get their children hooked up or addicted to these gadgets, these technological gadgets or whatever they're called, that these children, their whole life, their whole attention, their whole focus is on those things, whether they're winning a game or they're watching a cartoon, or they're so induced with these sort of things that they just become absent from the reality. They don't know who is sitting or who is talking to them, who is sitting next to them, or who is sitting in front of them, who is talking to them. They are just in that, in that screen, in that virtual thing. They are aloof from the reality. And this is exactly what I felt when my niece was just so reluctant. She didn't know what her mother was pledging and requesting and literally begging, please eat something, and so I could give you the medicine, and you will get well, and you will get better, you won't have this pain, and you will eat well. And I just lectured her, and I said, you will not, I didn't hit her, but and I said, look at me into my eyes, and you will remember this, and until you stay in our house, whenever your mother calls you up, you would drop this cell phone, you would drop your tablet, you would drop whatever toy or whatever you're saying, you would look at your mother's face, look at her eyes, listen to her very, very carefully, and do as she says, or have a conversation. If you don't want to eat, talk to your mother that, Mom, my teeth hurt, my this hurt, I can't eat, I don't feel like eating, but don't ignore her. And then I would say, I have said to her, Beta, this cell phone, your mother brought you this. This is a thing. Your mother brought you this. Okay? So you do not ignore your mother with this thing that your mother brought you. And this cartoon, it doesn't take care of you, it didn't bathe you, it didn't fed you, it didn't, sit with you when you were feeling really bad and so much pain in your toe. So I think parents need to understand. And I was lecturing my sister that how dare your daughter ignores you like that, and she's so hooked up on a mobile screen while ignoring her own mother. And there are many children and teenagers that I've noticed, their parents, their mothers are requesting them, please listen to us, would you like to do this, would you like to do this, and the children are like rolling their eyes or looking the other way around. Well, those were the times when, I was born in 84. So in early 1919s or 1990 and 1999, when we were like this, like 8 years old, our mothers would beat us with their slippers. And literally we were like so scared the moment we would hear our father or our mother say our name. We would be like those soldiers, or like would become instantly, attention, and it's like this, okay, all sober, and we're gonna take up all our toys and stuff, and we'll finish our sports. And we used to play real sports, but these kids, oh my god, they're just so, I was like so furious that how can 7-year-old, my sister's daughter, a 7-year-old who is sick, is addicted to the phone, but and ignoring a living being who was sitting right next to her, talking to her with such love and such politeness that, please baby, eat something in this. And they were like, no, feelingless. She's not saying, okay mom, I eat in a while. No mom, I'm not hungry. No mom, it hurts so I can't eat. No response. No, she was not even looking at my sister. And I said, how are we raising our children? My sister was born in 1988, I think 1988, yes. And we are almost 3 years 8 months, 3 years 10 months apart from each other. But she's from the same generation. And then I would literally throw my children out of the house if they dare treat me like this. And I was like saying this to my younger sister, how have you become like this? And she says, all the children are like this. No, children are not like that. We raise them the way they are. They adapt from our they adapt from their surroundings, they adapt from our actions and the way we behave. So probably, who knows, maybe my mother, maybe sorry, maybe my sister would not listen to her husband or her mother-in-law, or she would, when her mother-in-law would talk to her, she would totally ignore her. I don't know what is her household situation, but she probably would have noticed someone doing this at her home. Maybe my brother-in-law would not respond when my sister would talk to him or something, because this behavior is not a 7-year-old cannot. Maybe 7-year-old can have a behavioral pattern of their own, but I think they take a lot from the environment and sort of react or develop their personality around that. Exceptions included, of course, but I think there has to be. I mean, like I said, I just picked the mobile up and I said, and I notice her every few days. I've been noticing her that, and whenever she ignores her mother, I just give her that look, and she goes straight to her mother and saying, "Mummy, aap kya keh rahi thi?" So, "Mummy, what were you saying?" So I think, at times, I think raising children is quite challenging to the kind of environment that we have, the kind of lives that we have, and I think as relatives, I think if we can manner up our relatives' children, I think we should step up and be a help in any way. So I just wanted to share this personal experience, and I wish that all those people who have young children should notice how they behave with their parents, because this will shape their personality. They would think that our mobiles, our gadgets need our attention way more than people who love us, or people who have brought us into this world, people who care for us, people who provide for us. So tell them early on from their age these material things do not matter, they don't last forever, but the human connection, the human emotions, they are the long-lasting aspects which need to be experienced and nurtured and supposed to be absorbed into our system, into our memory system, into our personality, into our spirits, and into our souls. Though our bodies also are material, and one day everybody has to die, and that would also, I mean, it is we are, as humans, with our bodies are perishable, and they are also material. But these experiences, these conversations, these connections that children have with their parents, their mother, their father, their siblings, if they won't make these connections, these conversations, these attachments, these material things are not the replacement for those emotional attachments and emotional experiences which nurture our memory and also enhance our vision and our strength. So I hope it helps for whomever who needs it, and I hope you like the video. Thank you.